it's a spooky season. Do you like my mask?
Not really. I'm just trying to get out of here.
Yes, we'll get out of here. We just have to find Cassie.
Yeah, I know you keep saying that. I still don't know what it means. Anyway, I just saw the new film from Chris Stuckmann, Shelby Oaks. If you grew up watching movie reviews on YouTube like I did, then there's no need to explain who Chris Stuckmann is. You already know him. I've seen his entire journey for getting Shelby Oaks made, from his idea forming to his crowdfunding Kickstarter campaign, to eventually getting the film made and then picked up by Neon, and then them spending $1 million to do gorier reshoots, and then finally releasing the movie this weekend theatrically. While I must say I am very glad to see this get distributed and made, and it's extremely inspiring to see, Chris Stuckmann's debut feature unfortunately just is not that good. Chris Stuckmann does show some promising signs as a filmmaker, as there's some very effective tension building in some scenes throughout this movie. There's some clever camera tricks, editing techniques, lighting setups, a commanding leading performance from Camille Sullivan, and a few pretty well-written character moments. So there are plenty of signs of filmmaking talent and a promising film within Shelby Oaks. The problem ultimately is that this movie feels more like a love letter and homage to other horror films, specifically American horror movies that have came out from the 90s to 2010s era, to the point where nearly every scene in this movie, besides just a couple, feel like you have seen them done exactly before in another movie, just better. There are some scenes and character designs in this movie that just make you think, wow, that is exactly like The Sixth Sense. The movie has a sort of found footage, documentary style aspect to it, and all those scenes just end up reminding you of films like Unfriended, The Blair Witch Project, Wreck, Lake Mungo as well. And while the directing is competent in these scenes, you do get some solid gore and some shocking moments. I do see where the reshoots and budget came in there. Pretty creepy VFX at times too. And then the rest of the aspects of the structure of this plot of this very short but completely unfocused movie just feel like you've seen them before from Zodiac. The grief aspects and conversations in this film feel like Hereditary and A Ghost Story. And no, it's not just because it's a mother going through grief and then her husband's combating. There's plenty of ways to explore that are unique and original. But the directing in this film here just feels so purposefully restrained to impress, to pay subtle homage, to make something that is generally appealing, that it ends up feeling too uninspired to be that interesting or scary. And so what ends up ultimately being the most interesting part of Shelby Oaks is how it portrays the early 2010s YouTube community. The bad camera quality, the big sense on togetherness and experiencing YouTube drama as one whole community online. It all felt very accurate and like an interesting, invigorating thing to watch. It's too bad this was really only tapped into the beginning of the movie, and then the rest of the movie just feels like an homage. I'm going to give Shelby Oaks a 4.8 out of 10.